What's up? Welcome, everybody. Take a great interest in the surface of things. I'm not looking for a deeper meaning than wood smoke. Feel of my sister's hand in my hand. I was born in Tucson, and I got my ass kicked by the Vietcong. I guess they were just getting along. I might have done the same in their shoes. The mountains guarded by strip mines, the deserts crisscrossed by power lines. They drowned the canyon so the city could have views. But I can't get away from this day to day. I can only sing aboard an ordinary motion. Snow melting and moving towards the ocean. Powers that be won't let me be. Yeah, the powers that be won't let me be. And the war and the mall and the sprawl are part of the same machine. And it's no damn simple thing like a conspiracy. What's a desert rat to do when he's shaken in his shoes? When coyotes on the loose, what's a desert rat to do? What's a desert rat to do? What's a desert rat to do? down. The machine defiled my sacred ground. So I stand above the desert sand with a monkey wrench in my hand. I am not a patient man. I am not a patient man. I measure desert distance with big hands. As I drive the valleys and I drive the crest, I feel a dangerous howl swelling deep within my chest. All right, good evening. Thanks for being here on this Thursday night once again. I'm really glad to be playing music for you. And thanks for tuning in. I'm seeing some familiar names, and man, it's just great to be here with you. So tonight is Utah night. And so I'm going to do all the songs that I know about Utah, and then I learned a couple new ones about Utah. And I'm going to tell you something that we're going to have some trivia later. And I'm going to be giving away like some serious merchandise tonight to people who pay attention and get the trivia correct, Utah trivia. So pay close attention. Stay tuned in. So this is a tune that I wrote years and years ago with a good buddy of mine, Jeremy Davitt. I hope he's tuned on right now. This is about John Wesley Powell. John Wesley Powell, in 1869, he was commissioned by the U.S. government to go and explore the Colorado River. And he was probably the first white guy to float down the Grand Canyon. And he did it all. He did it when he went like from way up near the Wind River Mountains, and he went down the Green River and then the Colorado, and charted a bunch of new territory. So this is a tune about John Wesley Powell. And then he became an advocate for the protection of that land afterwards. Very cool. Tumbling torrents will take a man down from the Wind River Mountains to Mexico. The water is red like the stone it surrounds all the way down Mexico. In 1869, Major John Wesley Powell put him to the river. His course was not known. The red water carried him mile after mile to the heart of the canyon. His course was not known. John Wesley Powell, John Wesley Powell, John Wesley Powell loved the rivers he ran. He was always the one to give you a hand, 'cause John Wesley Powell was a one-armed man. Major John Wesley Powell was a one-armed man. They dammed the Grand Canyon and called it Lake Powell. The houseboat and ski boat with the red narrow cliffs. Below the blue water you'll find it's quite foul. It's clogging and choking red narrow cliffs. In 1869, with the water a muddy red, they could only go and see the falls, not be around the bend. In these modern times, these knowing times, these mouths to be fed, can we only go and see what falls, not be around the bend? John Wesley Powell, John Wesley Powell, John Wesley Powell loved the rivers he ran. He was always the one to give you a hand, 'cause John Wesley Powell was a one-armed man. Major John Wesley Powell was a one-armed man. John Wesley Powell was a one-armed man. Thank you. John Wesley Powell. So I've written a lot of songs about Utah, as it turns out. My mom is from Utah, and I spent my summers going to Utah as a wee boy, and fishing and boating and doing fun stuff there and skiing. And so it's always kind of been a touchstone. And then as Hot Buttered Rum started and we started touring around, we were just always driving through Utah. You'd have to drive through Utah to get anywhere. So we'd always be pontificating about Utah. And so and enjoying Utah. So we got a lot of Utah material. This next one is an instrumental tune. This is called The Water Pocket Fold. The Water Pocket Fold is a formation of rock down in what is now Capitol Reef National Park. And it's a really epic spot. It's this big rise, it's sort of a crest. And it's pocketed with these, weird little water pockets, water holes, and that wind and rocks and sand have created, and water, and there's slot canyons that you can climb up, and it's just really epic. So this is called The Water Pocket Fold. Oh, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's kind of a bear to play there. Woo! Okay, so we have our first trivia. So let's see. First of all, here's what's at stake here. We're going to have just a handful of trivia questions tonight. And for whomever answers it correctly, I'll on the chat group, I'm going to I'm going to get your address and I'm going to send you a package of Busted in Utah stickers. And so there is a prize for the correct answer, like the first correct answer. There's also a prize for like the funniest answer. So 2 prizes on each of these. So the first Utah night trivia question. Are you ready? What is the state symbol of Utah? Okay, put it out there. Put it out there. I'll let you guys do that. You can think about that while I'm doing this here next tune. So this one, I actually just kind of learned this one today. This is a really great tune that I've always admired. This is one that a friend and mentor of mine, Tim Bloom from the Mother Hips, wrote this one. And it has Utah as his background. So I hope you like this one. I passed the headliner on the street today. Didn't give me the time of day. But when those boys got up to play, made me want a whiskey, made me want to stay. I spoke with Kelly Ann just this afternoon. She wouldn't give me the time to say. When you're moving and smile my way, makes me want to sing to you, makes me want to play. Yeah. Beat on the strings and you'll have brothers all around you. Somewhere in there they hear the truth. Do it on the strings and the pleasure will surround you. Do it on the strings and it rings true. Do it on the strings and it rings true. I saw the headlights coming down the road the other night. Thought maybe it was Kelly Ann, but it was just another Rocky Mountain double rolling on a cedar city. Loneliness is me. Beat on the strings and you'll have brothers all around you. Somewhere in there they hear the truth. You eat on the strings and the pleasure will surround you. You eat on the strings and it rings true. You eat on the strings and it rings true. You eat on the strings and you'll have brothers all around you. Somewhere in there they hear the truth. You eat on the strings and the pleasure will surround you. You eat on the strings and make it ring. You eat on the strings and make it ring. Yeah, thank you, Tim Bloom, for that song. That's a fine, fine song. I love that one. So, all right. Now we're gonna go to a song that I really just learned today. So it turns out there are a lot of songs written about Salt Lake City, and a lot of songs written about Utah. Most of them are pretty second rate. But this one, I think, is a pretty darn good song. This is a Hank Williams Jr. song. Not Hank Williams, Hank Williams Jr. And we'll see how it goes. sun's up, better get up and make the rounds. All alone on my own, here in this old town in Salt Lake City. Gotta find work, forget the hurt, and how she put me down. For a man who didn't care, with fast talk and curly hair, he took me from her in Salt Lake City. I should pack my things and go, but my heart keeps saying no. Someday she'll come back to me in Salt Lake City. Night has come, day is done, but there's no job to be found in Salt Lake City. The room's cold, the warm and cold, so I'll just walk around and think of all the time she said she loved me in Salt Lake City. I should pack my things and go, but my heart keeps saying no. Someday she'll come back to me in Salt Lake City. I should pack my things and go, but my heart keeps saying no. Perhaps she'll come back to me in Salt Lake City. Thank you. So as I said, my mom grew up in Salt Lake. She grew up in the Mormon church. And she since left that church. She left it in a big part because of my father, meeting my father. And they were kind of hippies together. They would go see the Grateful Dead. They traveled around the country on a school bus with a dragon painted on the side. And there's actually a story about my dad pulling up with his hippie friends across the street from my mom's childhood home, and coming off this bus, and they were just like full out, 1968 hippies, and they just kind of saddled up to the front door, and my grandma and grandpa, my Mormon grandma and grandpa, answered the door, and he said, "I'm here for your daughter," and they let her go, and that's what this song is about. It's called Jack Mormon Mom. Well, she was 18 and pretty, headed out to New York City. Her parents hoped it wouldn't turn out this way. A Mormon girl, would you believe, seeing the dead on New Year's Eve? Her parents hoped they'd never see this day. Oh, now as the years go on, she finds herself to be a mom with a son to write her song. My Jack Mormon mother, my Jack Mormon mom, feeling young and beautiful, the man who'd be my mom. Looking back on the faith in 1968, straight to the street, the great Salt Lake. Well, wasn't the place all the time, yeah, she best be moving along. That's how she became my Jack Mormon mom. Hometown, at least her parents liked her as Catholic man. Yeah, they got a big red car guitar. At least her parents tried to understand. Now as the years go on, she finds herself to be a mom with a son. She writes her a song. My Jack Mormon mother, my Jack Mormon mom, feeling young and beautiful, the man who'd be my father. Looking back on the faith in 1960, the straight city streets by the Great Salt Lake. It's time to taste a different wine. Yeah, she best be moving along. Looking back on the faith in 1960, the straight city streets by the Great Salt Lake. It wasn't the place or the time. Yeah, she must be moving along. That's how she became my Jack Mormon mom. Yeah, she best be moving along. That's how she became my Jack Mormon mom. I heard the Tabernacle Choir sing a song Mormon pioneers would sing as they moved along. All is well by the ocean swell, and I love my Jack Mormon mom. I hope she's listening right now. Back in the day, back in the like coffee shop days of Hot Buttered Rum, I would my mom would be there and I'd make her stand up, and she's a slightly shy woman, and it was just kind of this little thing that we do. I'd embarrass my poor mom singing that song. So at the end of that song, there is there's a line there that says, all is well by the ocean swell. And I was singing through that today. I'm just like, oh yeah, that comes from this really cool old Mormon hymn that I kind of grew up hearing. I mean, I've never been Mormon at all, not even a little bit. My mom was out of the church by the time that I was coming around. But this is a song, but I was there's sort of parts of me that are culturally Mormon, I would say, and this is one of them. Well, look, the first is that I didn't drink Coca-Cola until I was like 17 years old, and then the other one is that I really love some of the Mormon hymns, so I'm gonna try it, and I will say that. So this is like a tune that's usually played by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, and it's huge and it's epic and it's like orchestral. And so I was looking for like more of a guitar version of it on YouTube today. So I was like poking around Mormon youth group YouTube groups and whatnot, and so that's what I did with my afternoon. I was like listening to Mormon summer camp guys singing songs. So that's what this is. This is called "Come, Come, Ye Saints." Come, come, ye saints, no toil, no labor fear, but with joy. Far for us to strive, our useless cares from us to drive. Do this, enjoy your hearts will swell. All is well, all is well. Why should we mourn or think our lot is hard? Not so, all is right. Why should we think to earn a great reward if we now shun the fight? Gird up your loins, fresh courage take. Our God will never for us forsake. Thanks for indulging me on that one. So that was a tune that the Mormon pioneers, when they were fleeing persecution in Illinois, they were walking across the prairie, and they would sing that song as the kids were like pulling these hand carts, and they would sing "All is well, all is well." And you know, man, if you're starting a movement, religious or otherwise, you got to have a soundtrack like that that people can sing along to. And the Mormons did a very good job of that. Okay, first of all right. So the state symbol, the answer is the beehive state, of course. And I'm sure that there are some correct answers on there, and I'll get back to the winners later today. Okay, this is a good one. All right. In Utah, there's a small town called Levan, Levan. What is the significance of Levan in Utah, in the middle of Utah? The significance of Levan, and the spelling is very important on that one. You get bonus points if you get this one. All right. Red Rock Highway, baking in the sun. The police of the beehive state, their work is never done. I look in the mirror and see the flash of red and blue. I see the mustache, the badge, yeah, the pistol, the pin. He sees a guy like me to blame for the mess this country is in. I know he'll tell his wife tonight he mean the world a safe place. I must it in Utah, the Red Rock Desert sun. We've got the guitars, but they've got the guns. So I'm sitting by the side of the road because I brought the law. There's snake lambs slid right through your hands. Busted in Utah, busted in Utah, busted in Utah, I'm busted in Utah. Rich man, he has his martini. The country man is M16. The kids who've got the Coca-Cola, I think the rest of us have got to have the green. The sacrament of one man is to another MC. So bluegrass bands with big plans and a psychedelic GMC should know that Utah is the longest way from point A to point B. There's a whole lot of jello and a lot of trampolines. Ooh. I must in Utah, the Red Rock Desert sun. We got the guitars, but they got the guns. So I'm sitting by the side of the road because I broke the law. The best laid plans slid right through your hands. Busted in Utah, busted in Utah, busted in Utah, I'm busted in Utah. Ooh, hall, yes to the hall, yes to the hall, yes to the hall. Yes to the yang as the yes to the hall. Yes to the yang as the yes to the hall. Yes to the yang as the yes to the hall. Yes to the yang as the yes to the hall. Busted in Utah, the red rock desert sun. We got the guitars, but the grave got the guns. So I'm sitting on the side of the road because I broke the law. Best laid plans slip right through your hands. Busted in Utah, busted in Utah. Best laid plans slip right through your hands. Here's to the yang as he is to the hall. Here's to the yang as he is to the hall. Here's to the yang as he is to the hall. Here's to the yang as he is to the hall. Busted in Utah. I'm busted in Utah. I am busted in Utah. I'm busted in Utah. Busted in Utah. Busted in Utah. I'm busted in Utah. I'm busted in Utah. Thank you. Totally appreciate it. I have probably performed that song, hundreds and hundreds of times, and it still feels fresh. Like I love playing that song. Yeah, so that one actually, we didn't get busted in Utah. We got busted in Arizona. But the honest to God story of it is that these friends of mine, these college friends of mine, went to, they were driving from Portland to Red Rocks to see a band called Fish, and they were smoking some pot going down Highway 70, and then a trucker, probably a God-fearing trucker, called in the Utah State Police on them, and they ended up spending the night in prison. They didn't see Fish. It was expensive and horrible and demeaning, and so there you go. Yeah, we've never, knock on wood, actually been busted in Utah. Just Arizona, and that's a whole other story. So okay, let's get back to our trivia. I mean, that's why we're really here. So the significance of Levan, Utah, Levan, Utah. Levan, Levan, is navel spelled backwards, and they named it that because it is the exact middle of Utah. Navel, Utah, but Levan, Utah. So if anybody got that, you get double points. But let's see. Let's do something else. I'm going to put two more on here. I'm going to give you two more questions. And so what is the Utah state fish? What is the Utah state fish? That is one question. And then the other one is Utah, some of you might not know this, had the first department store in the United States. What is this department store called? It is still around. So I will be picking some winners from the correct answers. And then there's honorable mention for funniest answers too. So let's see. I'm going to just kind of check in with my homies. I'm going to look on here and see who's saying what. All right, what's up? Yeah, Gretchen, Emily, good to see you. Man. Yeah, Dustin in North Dakota. Very cool. Mark Parnell. Kirk. Yeah. Nick and Diana. Nice to see you guys here. Jim Royer. Shannon. Excellent. Peter. Man, thank you all for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to do the final Utah song. Well, the grass is always bluer on the other side of the fence. And you know love is sweeter when she gives you a second chance. So well, we came in without a message. He got us here. Now we'd like to have a taste of that good Rocky Mountain beer. I remember the sound of her sweet southern voice as I jumped out the way and the wine was gone. Remember the cool Colorado night, but there's something I forgot. Oh, well, in these big Rocky Mountains, there's so much to do. It's hard to get drunk on 3.2. It's hard to get drunk on 3.2. If it's CU, Boulder, or BYU, it's hard to get drunk on 3.2. It's hard to get drunk on 3.2. Well, some folks, they joined AmeriCorps. Some worked at band landmines, and other folks helped the world one bar at a time. Oh, well, my head is sober, my stomach's full, to let her serve the Lord. I'll never be untrue when I drink 3.2, thanks to that state liquor board. I remember the sound of her sweet southern voice as I jumped out the way and the wine was gone. Remember the cool Colorado night, but there's something I forgot. Whoa, well, in these big Rocky Mountains, there's so much to do. It's hard to get drunk on 3.2. It's hard to get drunk on 3.2. If it's CU, Boulder, or BYU, it's hard to get drunk on 3.2. It's hard to get drunk on 3.2. If it's CU, Boulder, or BYU, it's hard to get drunk on 3.2. It's hard to get drunk on 3.2. Well, it's expensive to get drunk on 3.2. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so I know you've been waiting for the answers for this. So the Utah state fish is the rainbow trout, which is really awesome. I've caught a lot of rainbow trout in Utah. But here's the hard one. Utah's first department store, so it was the nation's first department store, was in Utah. What is that called? It is called the ZCMI, the Zion Collective Mountain. I don't know what it stands for. Anyway, bonus if you know what it stands for. But it's the ZCMI, and there's still ZCMI in Utah. So let's see here. We are at the end of the Utah road here, but I would be very receptive to some request, some song requests. Anything you want to hear, especially? I'm looking at the chat here. Is there anything you'd like to see? Nice. What's up, Shannon? What's up, Jim? Amy Smith. Ian McNichol. Cool. Excellent. Nice. Thanks, Jim. Dead S Dave. It wouldn't be a night without Dead S Dave. And Gil, of course. And Phil and Josh and Randy. Very cool. What's up, Sarah? All right. Okay, so here is a request. So last week I took a request sort of off the cuff. It's this old tune called Green Drop, and I kind of flailed on it. So I actually got the words here, and I practiced it a little bit. So we're going to give it another try. My head is filled with streamway visions of riverbound poets. Music will play on the rocks on this green rock kind of day. Got myself a lover, she's my banjo picking friend. We're alive in the moment, ooh, on this green rock kind of day. My joy is not my own, it's part of a bigger whole. When you laugh, 1,000 angels sing and pass it on to other souls. Love what you say, what you eat, or what you play on this green rock kind of day. Love what you say, what you eat, and what you play on this green rock kind of day. His head is filled with ancient rhythms, slow-moving train. American girls come around on this green rock kind of day. And each and every day, I walk and see it more. Un bébé un beau volume so, toi son coffre fro so. Oh, don't yawakan, yawadeen, yawaye on this green rock kind of day. Love what you say, what you eat, and what you play on this green rock kind of day. Oh, don't yawakan, yawadeen, yawaye on this green rock kind of day. I know some dirty songs, she said, and they knew they'd get along. Stoplights flash, the cars scream on this green rock kind of day. They bought themselves a bottle of rum and laughed till 3 a.m. They shared a taxi home on this green rock kind of day. My joy is not my own, it's part of a bigger whole. When you laugh, 1,000 angels sing, oh, and pass it on to other souls. Love what you say, what you eat, and what you play on this green rock kind of day. Oh, don't yawakan, yawadee, nawaye on this green rock kind of day. Love what you say, what you eat, and what you play on this green rock kind of day. Oh, don't yawakan, yawadee, nawaye on this green rock kind of day. Whoa, I love what I say, what I eat, and what I play on this green rock kind of day. Thank you. All right, we're looking at some requests here. All right, let's do What Old Woman. That would be a great one. Oh, man, some great requests here. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah. I can't imagine a gray-haired beauty. Oh, years from now, will you still look and wonder? Oh, what old woman will you be? What old woman will you be? Will you have a man beside thee? Oh, years from now, will you still have affection? Oh, what old woman will you be? Will it have been a happy story? Oh, years from now, will you sit back and smile? Oh, what old woman will you be? What old man will I turn into? Will my back be strong? Will my eyes see true? Oh, years from now, will I still have my mission? Oh, what old man will I turn into? Will I still make tea for two? Oh, years from now, will I still have affection? Yeah. Whoa, what old man will I turn into? To live my life in service to you. When this traveling man has finally paid his dues, what old man will I turn into? There's no journey I wouldn't want a day without you. Oh, what old man will I turn into? 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 Oh, thanks for asking for that one. I love singing that one. All right, let's see. Let's do one more. Okay, this is a great request. Thank you for asking for this one. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. We'll I'll see you here next Thursday. And I'm doing my Beat Mower DJ dance music set on Saturday night at 9 o'clock. Maybe see you there too. Well, a midnight headlight ride, you on a rainy night, steep grade, up ahead slow, and I'm making no time. But I gotta keep rolling. Those windshield wipers slapping out a temple, keep with the song on the radio. But I gotta keep rolling. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. Yeah, the truck stopped cutie coming on to the try to top in around, said I wouldn't be sorry. Yeah, that she was just a baby. Hey, waitress, pour me another cup of coffee. Slap it down, shoot it up, stack it up, driving down the highway. Yeah, I'm looking for the morning. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. In the midnight headlight line, you want to ready and keep it up and snow that I'm making no time, but I gotta keep rolling. Yeah, the windshield wiper snapping out of tempo, keeping with rhythm, and that's the song on the radio, but I gotta keep rolling. I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a better way for me. Ooh, I'm driving my life away, looking for a sunny day. Thanks for joining tonight. Really nice to connect with some of you. It's been a real pleasure. We'll see you on Saturday. And then Eric Yates, my bandmate's doing another set on Sunday, another solo set. And then I'll do another one of these on Thursday. See you soon. Love you.